Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Realistic Videos. I'm gonna do another Transformers reading. I'm gonna try to do soft-spoken voice. So I'm just trying to get into that mode right now. And so this one's called Insecticon Attack. And what's crazy about this is I was noticing that they really want to sell this book. Like, apparently at the KB toy stores, they really wanted to get rid of this book because first it was $1.95. Which I think that was the regular price. I'm not really sure. Then it went to $3-4, which is pretty damn good of a price. Then it went down to 10 cents. And then they made sure to give you a giant sticker that said clearance in yellow and red. So it's kind of funny. Okay. So anyways, first of all, let's talk about this cover. This kickback-esque Insecticon has this golden coloring, which is kind of interesting. But then Bombshell looks a lot like the toy in the cartoon, so that's pretty cool. But I like seeing their different interpretations of the artwork on these books. This is going to be copyright 1985 Hasbro, written by Dana Rosenfeld, illustrated by John Spears. I don't know. Britney Spears illustrated it. I don't know how to say that. Okay, so it was a beautiful day and the sun was shining on the Autobots' peaceful camp. Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, and Hound were sitting beneath a tree. As usual, the topic of conversation was their evil enemies, the Decepticons. I saw some Decepticons driving through the mountain passage a few miles from here yesterday, Bumblebee said. It seemed as though they were looking for something. Trouble, probably, Optimus Prime replied. Trouble and fighting are their favorite sports. Beachcomber, the gentle geologist, was pacing back and forth. He didn't like to hear about the Decepticons. They made him nervous. Although he would fight to defend the Autobots, he didn't like conflict. Beachcomber preferred to roam around the quiet countryside, exploring hidden places and looking at the different soils and rocks he found. I need to be alone, he thought. I'll sneak away to my secret place. He sounds like me. I like how they're sitting here. It's pretty cool. They look very humanoid sitting there. Symbol looks weird. While the Autobots were relaxing and Beachcomber was rolling towards his favorite spot, Megatron, the Decepticon leader, was shouting and screaming at his warriors. I need more power, he screamed, shaking his fist in the air. How many times do I have to tell you that I need a way to steal energy from the power plant? How else can I fuel my nuclear-powered fusion cannons and defeat the Autobots? The Decepticons sat on the ground. They were not frightened by Megatron's fury. Their leader screamed a lot. But they were interested in the offer he made them. Whoever finds a way to steal energy from the power plant will be my right-hand man, he said. I need a foolproof plan. The Decepticon warriors loved power as much as Megatron did. They rushed off in search of a plan. This artwork's really cool. I like his antennae. Okay. How peaceful it is here, thought Beachcomber as he lay on his back. He was on top of his favorite mountain. It overlooked a beautiful valley with a little pond in it. The mountain and the valley were Beachcomber's secret places, where he went to sit and think. He would dream of a time when there would be no more fighting and he could work in peace. Beachcomber looked at the pond and saw something glinting in the sunlight. He squinted his eyes and realized that he was looking at his fellow Autobot, the architect Grapple. Grapple was upset. He has discovered my secret place, he sighed. I'll just watch him for a while. Maybe he'll go away. That's kind of creepy, Beachcomber. So he's watching him sit. He's gonna watch him for a while, however long that may be. Okay. Oops, well, don't look at that. What a beautiful spot, thought Grapple as he lay on his stomach. He dragged his fingers through the water, making little ripples. Grapple sighed. I wish I were back on Cybertron. I used to build beautiful buildings. Here on Earth I can't. The Decepticons would destroy anything I created. Grapple spotted a grasshopper and a beetle sitting by the side of the water. If only life was as simple as it is for those little insects, he thought. How wrong Grapple was. Those were not simple little insects. They were not ordinary insects at all. They were Insecticons, Decepticon robots who turned into small insects to work their evil deeds. Look how small they are. That's a great picture. You can see his reflection a little bit. I like Kickback the grasshopper was a clever spy. He would make friends with others only to learn their secrets. What a jerk. Bombshell the beetle was just as evil, maybe more. Once he injected his tiny cerebro shell into someone's head, he could control his victim's thoughts by remote control. Now that's pretty deep. That's pretty futuristic for 1985. I like that. Let's use this Autobot to help ourselves, said Kickback. An architect could help us figure out a way to get into that power plant so we could steal the power for Megatron. Bombshell's beady eyes lit up. Yes, he said excitedly, and then we could become Megatron's right-hand men. I know exactly how to do it, he added wickedly. You go back to our headquarters and tell Megatron to be ready for the surprise of his life. Here's more of that cool artwork. Looks like they're on kind of like ivy or water plant leaves. Kickback went off to tell Megatron the good news. When he thought he was out of sight, he transformed into his robot form. He thought no one saw him, but he was wrong. Beachcomber sat up in surprise when he saw Kickback transform. Oh my goodness, he cried. That was a Decepticon. What was he doing so near Grapple? I must warn him. When Grapple heard about the mysterious Decepticon, he was alarmed. Why would a Decepticon want to spy on me, he asked. Hey, the real question is, why would Beachcomber want to spy on you? Anyways, I don't know, answered Beachcomber. Let's go back to camp and see if anyone else can figure out why. Oh, no, you don't, thought Bombshell as he hopped onto Grapple's head and injected a cerebro shell with his evil stinger. Attack, he whispered into Grapple's ear. Grapple did not know why, but he fired a missile at Beachcomber. Hey, yelled Beachcomber, what's the matter with you? But when Grapple fired again, he didn't wait for an answer. Beachcomber transformed and took off for Autobot camp as if his tailpipes were on fire. So you can see him shooting there. Pretty cool. Bombshells flying away with his little beetle body. Alright. Look at Beachcomber, said Hoist, the maintenance truck, as the frightened Autobot roared into camp. What's bitten him? Optimus Prime, cried Beachcomber. Where are you? I'm right here, Beachcomber, said the Autobot leader, stepping out from behind a tree. Whatever is the matter? You look as though you've seen a ghost. Worse, said Beachcomber, and he told the Autobots what he had seen and how Grapple had attacked him. It was terrible, he said. It was as though Grapple was following somebody else's orders. Why did he attack me? I was only trying to help. Beachcomber transformed into his robot mode and sat down dejected. It's not your fault, said Optimus Prime. I smell a Decepticon plot here. Autobots transform. We're going to rescue Grapple. By the time Bombshell and Grapple arrived at the Decepticon camp, Kickback had told Megatron of the capture. When Megatron saw the confused Grapple, he threw his head back and laughed. I will have power, he bellowed. There is nothing I love more than power. My dear Autobot, he sneered at Grapple, I'm so glad you decided to help us. I am sure that you will be invaluable to our cause. Yes, sir, said Grapple. Grapple was confused. His head hurt, and he did not understand why he wanted to help these evil robots. That's what I think every day. Little did he know that his thoughts were being controlled by the cruel Bombshell. Oh, there's my boy Starscream. Now, my friend, Megatron leered. Please look at these power plant plans and tell me how I can steal its power. Grapple was helpless to resist. He looked over the plans. Luckily, help was on its way. The Autobots were coming to rescue their friend. Powerglide, the ace flyer of the Autobots, swooped and circled in the air above Decepticon headquarters. Below him marched the Autobots, determined to get Grapple back no matter what the cost. When they reached the front of Decepticon headquarters, Optimus Prime gave the order. Autobots, attack, he yelled. The Autobots swarmed through the front door. They headed straight for Megatron's meeting chambers. Megatron stood up when Optimus Prime came crashing through the door to the chamber. Do what you can, he said, but you will never get your friend back. Bombshell has injected a cerebro shell into his head. His mind belongs to the Decepticons now. We're nearing the end. Decepticons attack, screamed Megatron. In seconds, the air was filled with the smoke of exploding bombs as the Decepticons and the Autobots battled. The mountains echoed with the screeching crash of missiles hitting metal. "I'm getting out of here," said Bombshell, scurrying under a rock. He was too scared to even think of controlling Grapple's mind. Grapple was frightened and confused. He barely felt the friendly hands of Prowl and Windcharger. Whoa, that sounds, yeah, interesting. On his shoulders, he did feel Windcharger's powerful magnets pulling the Cerebro shell from his head. All of a sudden, his head started hurting, and he recognized his friends. "What's going on?" he asked. "Never mind," said Prowl. "Let's get Megatron." That's a really cool picture. Look at that. Oh, there he goes, scurrying under a rock. Really cool. Okay, it's like over here. Megatron and the others had not seen Grapple's rescue. They were too busy trying to fight off the Autobots who were fighting fiercely. "We'll teach you to kidnap our friends," shouted Sideswipe as he let off a volley of flares. "Grapple," Megatron shouted. "You are a Decepticon now. Help me defeat these weaklings." "So I'm a Decepticon now, am I?" Grapple thought. "We'll see about that." "Yes, my leader," he shouted to Megatron. And he sped to the Decepticon leader's side. "You see, Optimus Prime," Megatron laughed. "I have won your architect, and I will win your warriors one by one." "Oh yeah, you big coffee bot," said Grapple as he kicked Megatron's legs out from under him. "Not while I'm around." Crash! Megatron tumbled down and landed right on top of Skywarper and Starscream. By the time the dust cleared, the Autobots had won. So, there's all the craziness happening. So, is this supposed to be Skywarper or Starscream? He just looks blue. I don't know what's happening. Oh wait, Starscream's up there. So maybe he didn't land on top of him. Maybe that's, okay, so that's supposed to be Skywarp, I guess. Anyways, looks really cool. There you go. Ouch. Grapple winced as Hoist finished patching his aching head. "Be careful, I've had a rough day." The Autobots laughed. "We've all had a rough day," Grapple said Optimus Prime, "but it was worth it to get you back." "And to beat the Decepticons," said Sideswipe. "They must have worse headaches than you do," Bumblebee laughed. "They must hurt all over." "Yes," said Grapple, "but I'd rather have a headache than not be able to think for myself." "Me too." "That was the worst part." "3 cheers for Grapple," Jazz shouted. The Autobots gave a rousing cheer. They were glad to have Grapple back. They spent the rest of the day celebrating their victory over the evil Decepticons. Okay, now, there are some other titles in here. The Transformers Big Looker Storybooks. Battle for Cybertron, The Great Car Rally, Decepticon Hijack, which I did these two. Oh no, I did this one already. I have these though. I will do those soon. And once again, 1985. And there you go, you guys. That's gonna be our Marvel books, a Big Looker storybook reading for this video. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you liked it, please leave me a comment and let me know what you think about this book. And thank you guys for watching. I'll have more coming soon. Peace.